Every few months, the same frightening headline comes back. Social Security is running out of money. Maybe a friend even told you to grab your benefit early before it all disappears. It is one of the biggest fears for anyone planning retirement in America today. So today, the honest answer, build on the official numbers, not the panic. By the end, you will know exactly what happens and what it means for your check. And the real story is very different from what most people are terrified of. Social Security is not a small program. It sends checks to more than 68 million Americans. For most retirees, it is the foundation that the rest of their income sits on. So when people hear it is going broke, the fear is completely understandable. But fear and facts are two very different things, and the gap here is enormous. We will answer 3 questions: is it true, when, and what it means for you. Let us start with where this whole going broke story actually comes from. Social Security keeps a savings cushion, and it is called the trust fund. For decades, it collected more in taxes than it paid out and saved the surplus. That surplus grew into trillions of dollars, held safely in government bonds. But around 2021, the program began paying out more than it takes in. So now it is slowly drawing down that cushion to cover the difference each year. Every year, the trustees publish a report estimating when that cushion runs low, and the headlines grab the scariest line from it, then drop all the context. But a savings cushion running low is not the same as the program shutting down. That single misunderstanding is what fuels almost all of the panic you hear. So let us look at how Social Security is actually funded day to day. Here is the part the headlines almost never explain clearly. Most of the money comes from a payroll tax of 12.4% on wages. It is split between you and your employer, taken straight from every paycheck. That tax does not go into a personal account with your name on it. Instead, the money you pay today funds the checks of today's retirees. And when you retire, the next generation of workers will fund yours. It is a continuous chain, today's workers paying today's retirees. As long as Americans keep working and earning, that money keeps flowing in. So even with no cushion at all, the program never drops to zero. The challenge is simply that the math has slowly shifted over the decades. In 1960, about 5 workers supported each single retiree. Today it is closer to under 3, and people are living much longer. Fewer workers paying in, and more retirees drawing out for many more years. That imbalance is the real issue, and it is exactly what the numbers measure. So here is the honest answer, straight from the 2025 Trustees Report. The combined trust funds are projected to run low around 2034. The fund that pays retirees specifically could reach that point a year earlier. And yes, that date has moved a little closer in the most recent reports. Now here is the number that changes everything, the one the headlines skip. Even after that date, the program could still pay about 81% of benefits. That is from incoming payroll taxes alone, with no cushion and no changes at all. So the worst realistic case is not zero, it is a reduced check. Read that again. The worst case is smaller, not gone. There's a world of difference between losing a fifth and losing everything. Picture it as a benefit dropping from 100% down to about 80%. On an average retired worker's check, that is the difference shown right here. Roughly $2,000 a month today, falling to around $1,600. Serious and worth planning for, absolutely, but a long way from disappearing. And remember, this only happens if lawmakers do nothing for the next decade. A full decade of complete inaction is the assumption behind that cut. History suggests that is extremely unlikely, and we will see exactly why. But first, let us be crystal clear about what that date really means. When people hear the trust fund is depleted, they imagine everything going dark. but depleted just means the extra savings cushion has finally been used up. The income engine, the payroll tax, keeps right on running every payday. It is like a household that spends its savings but still earns a steady paycheck. You would tighten the budget, not declare that all of your income vanished. Depleted reserves does not mean broke, it means running on current income. That is why experts call it a benefit cut risk, not a shutdown. And even that cut is a worst case only if absolutely nothing is fixed. The system has actually faced this exact warning before, decades ago. Back then, the headlines were every bit as frightening as the ones today. And what happened next is the most reassuring part of this whole story. Because Social Security has a powerful protector that money simply cannot buy. Its protector is tens of millions of voters who depend on it every month. No politician wants to be the one who let those checks get cut. This is not the first time Social Security has come near a cliff. Back in 1983, the program was just months from a shortfall. Both parties came together and passed a major fix right in time. They gradually raised the full retirement age and adjusted the taxes. That single reform kept the system stable for decades afterward. And lawmakers have a whole menu of options to do it again. They could lift the cap on taxed wages, nudge the rate, or adjust the age. Today, only wages up to a certain limit are taxed for Social Security. Lifting that cap alone would close a large part of the entire gap. None of these fixes are painless, but every one of them is very possible. The shortfall is a math problem, and math problems have real solutions. And the sooner lawmakers act, the smaller and gentler each fix can be. The danger is not that it is unsolvable. It is that waiting makes it harder. So what does all of this actually mean for you right now? If you are already retired, take a breath. Your checks are very secure. Current retirees are always the first that any fix is designed to protect. If you are within a few years of claiming, plan for your full benefit. And please, do not rush to claim early just out of fear of the headlines. Claiming early to beat a collapse that is not coming can cost you for life. If you are younger, it is wise to plan for a slightly smaller benefit. Build your own savings alongside it, so Social Security is a base, not the whole. And check your personal estimate free at the official site ssa.gov. It shows your real benefit at every age, based on your actual earnings record. Knowledge replaces fear, and that is the entire point of this video. So let us bring the honest answer together, in plain words. Social Security is not running out, and it is not about to vanish. Even in the worst case, around 80% of benefits would still be paid. The real risk is a future cut that lawmakers can, and very likely will, prevent. The smart move is to plan calmly, not to panic and claim too early. If this gave you a clearer, calmer picture, you are exactly who this channel is for. Subscribe for simple, honest money guidance built for life after 60. Share it with someone who is worried, because the truth is far less scary. Your calm, informed decision today protects your money for decades to come.